All right. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 11.
Welcome back. We made it.
We made it.
11 episodes.
Yep.
So this one might be a little late, but whatever.
Yeah.
It'll all buff out.
Life happens.
Life does happen.
So, yeah, trying to get the schedules organized has been fun.
Oh, yeah. That's the hard part.
So,
especially living across the planet from each other, it feels like.
I mean, it might as well be. Like it feels like it's like that much of
that drive
yeah.
is I didn't even really I think it was just the first time I've ever done it. So I went from where we're at now to your house and I was like, wow, this is really far away.
It's not close.
And then I had to drive home.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe I made you do this so many times.
Yeah.
Please take gas money.
So, cool. Well, anyway, what are we going to talk about today? Fall is in the air. Mm-hmm. Pumpkin spice lattes are back.
Everywhere.
How about Facebook in 2018 signing a partnership with foreign influencers to push left ideas across social media?
Wow.
Educate yourself, people. Educate yourself.
That's scary.
Nobody uses Facebook anyway anymore.
That's crazy because that's also right before the 2019 presidential election.
Weird.
Funny how that happens. You know, this is going to turn from a fun podcast into just like a hard-hitting news podcast real fast.
We'll throw in the fun stuff, though.
Well, I mean, it's been a while. I actually went up to Omaha to go to the Disney World of fall.
Dude, I looked that up after you were telling me about it. That place, like, I almost drove out that night just to go.
Dude, Vala's is insane. Vala's Pumpkin Patch up in Omaha. It's been around for like almost 30 years now.
Yeah, dude, it looked legit.
Huge. Every time you go, there's a new attraction. So this time we went. There was the apple orchard 2 years ago. And while we were there, they were building this barn. And now it's an apple orchard and a cider barn. And cider is bombed.
Love it.
It's adult cider, too. So
yeah.
Just like, I'm just going to watch the kids play games for a little while. It was expensive.
Yeah.
And then, luckily we're active duty. So if you buy tickets on base, it was like half the price because we got there and it was like $40 at the gate. And I was like, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially because we bought 10 tickets because we brought our friends. They're close family friends. So we were like, let's get the tickets for them.
10 tickets.
Yeah, 10 tickets. So it was like $150, $170, whatever. But it would have saved us like $270 because
you can't put a price on happiness.
No, and it was a lot of fun. I just really enjoyed myself. It was a long ass day. My head got sunburnt at some, but perks of being bald, right? At least my upper lip was fine.
There you go. Solid. The hair just migrated down.
Yeah, what have you been up to these past couple of weeks?
I finished my second chicken coop.
Yeah. I showed you the conveyor belt.
Dude, that I need to build that.
It was so cool. It was like an elevated chicken coop, and then under it was a conveyor belt. So instead of having to pull out trays or whatever, they just cranked it and all the chicken poop
just slid out. Dude, it's genius.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
That is awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. Just clearing out the garage.
You got a new motorcycle.
I did. So, yep. 72 Ironhead Harley Davidson.
Is that the peak of motorcycles?
No. No, it's a terrible leaking, smoking machine. But no, I love it. It's awesome.
Sounds like my mom.
Gross.
It's terrible. Leaking into smokes. Hey, Mom. I think you should name it Mom.
Name it Mom.
Well, your mom might
No, because my mom would not be cool with that. No, Mom, I swear it's an affectionate term.
It's like the tattoos.
Yeah. No, it's an awesome bike. I need to put a lot of work into it, but it'll be fun.
That's cool, man. I'm jealous. Don't worry. I'll get something spicy one day. We'll see.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. We tried to get you one, but it got bought out from underneath you.
Unbelievable.
Now you want to buy a STI.
Yeah, WRX STI. I'm a little scared, though. I'm new to Subarus. I'm definitely a Volkswagen guy.
Yeah.
We have had 4 of them at this point, and then we wanted to get a big family car, and Volkswagen just came out with the SUV, so we were thinking about it. We're like, which has been the best car that we've ever had? And we were going kind of down the line. We're like, Volkswagens have always been good to us. We went and checked it out, and it worked out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Subaru's solid. The only issue is like all the chads that have owned it before you.
Yeah, that's
like
a big
messing
problem.
up transmissions and
Vaping everywhere,
putting in whatever mod or whatever and doing it wrong,
just
breaking
the
car,
feel like doing it to it,
and just breaking it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of oh my God, there's this WRX and STI group that I joined because, you know, I'm on Facebook and I'm on social media all the time. That's why I decided to do a podcast, right? But I curbed my wheel, and they just like cry about it. I'm like, dude, just get a new wheel.
get a new one.
I don't know, eBay. Like, if you're on social media, you should know how to use eBay or just call Subaru and just I need a new wheel. I'm sure they'll
Facebook
sell
Marketplace.
you one, right?
Oh yeah.
And then they just always complain about the dumb things. And I was looking at Tundras as well, and even they complain. They're just like, I didn't get the I got the V6, and they're just like, well, you didn't get a truck then. It's just like, well, I spent $70,000 on something.
Yep. They're expensive. They're good trucks though, and they're more American than most of the trucks that are out there right now.
Dude, I don't know. I think people just want to complain to complain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%. That's absolutely.
That is 100% the culture right now.
You're not complaining, then you're not really living.
You mean you're just okay with all the terrible things that are happening? No, I just keep my opinions to myself because no one else cares.
Yeah, I just don't care.
I don't want to hear your opinion. I want you to hear mine.
No, I don't. But either way, man. So on today's #nostalgia, I think we're both super passionate about something. And it's not pumpkin spice lattes. That's just me.
True.
No, but I was like, what have we talked about music today? Like, are you passionate about any old school bands?
Old school bands?
I mean,
see, that's kind of tough because like growing up, like my family listened to country. Oh. So I grew up with country, but then like
Garth Brooks.
I did. Oh yeah,
Where Are the Bodies?
Garth Brooks, George Strait. And then so like, high school teenager, like you want to be rebellious. So I got into punk rock. I had the huge mohawk and everything, leather studded jacket, listening to like the Unseen, the Casualties, Anti-Flag. And then like, as I got older, I just ended up slowly going back to country music. So, so I guess
now
like,
I've got a truck.
It's like street punk was the nostalgia, early 2000s, late 90s.
Dude, I'm still into that, man. All day, like I have to like hide the vinyl records I'm buying. I found out about this band recently called The Chats. They're super cool. They do a Struck by Lightning song.
Okay.
And then I don't know if I'm so into like the emo punk rock, like indie scene that there was a Saturday Night Live sketch where Ashton Kutcher, just the guy who plays Ted Lasso, and two other dudes, and they're just like making up a song about like a bachelor party, and it's like when the 40-year-olds get together again, and it's like this punk rock song, and they're at a wedding, and they're just like pushing shit over. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm going way back, dude. Like, I know Blink 182.
Blink 182?
Yeah, I think the tickets went on sale today. Got to go back down to Dallas for that one.
Is Travis playing?
Yeah, Tom DeLonge.
Yeah.
Travis Barker and
Mark Hoppus.
Mark Hoppus, yeah, they'll all be there. So, I got to fix this.
Dude, Travis was legit. He had that show on MTV for a while, like Meet the Barkers or whatever. It was like a reality show about him and his wife.
Now he's married to a Kardashian.
Yeah.
Lucky. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
There's got to be a prenup involved. Like, he's not getting all of it.
Dude, you like as a celebrity, especially, like you better have a prenup.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lawyers. Like, I mean, you could just say Blink 182. I've been in the people who's like, yeah, absolutely, I love Blink 182. So.
Yeah, Blink's awesome.
Blink's awesome. My Chemical
MCR.
Romance.
Yep.
I missed their concert because I'm not going to pay $250 for nosebleeds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I did actually see Blink 182. But they had the lead singer of the Avenged Sevenfold, I think, was taking over for Tom at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was tired.
M Shadows. Is that his name?
Like that.
Something like that.
Either way, he just wasn't very excited to be there. You know what I mean? And I was like, you're like I'm into it, but you're just like, I'm playing music to get a paycheck.
I'm getting your money.
Yeah. So
you think is Avenged Sevenfold bigger than Blink 182?
Ooh.
So we're talk like peak Blink 182 versus peak Avenged Sevenfold.
That's tough. I think it depends on who you ask, man.
That's true.
I
want to say Blink. I like Avenged Sevenfold, but I
think I'm in the
you
same
always
boat.
see like the Hot Topic tween girls, like they always had the Blink 182 shirts on.
Yeah. I think maybe at their peak, like Avenged Sevenfold was probably better because they weren't just like
Waking the Fallen.
Yeah, they just weren't hitting the emo kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They were, the 40-year-old dudes that are into, doing drugs and riding the motorcycle like a cool guy, getting mom tattoos, and then they also hit the tap out guys, who wore tap out shirts and tap out hats and those those rhinestone jeans,
Ed Hardy.
Ed Hardy jeans, and had like frosted tips. They loved Avenged Sevenfold.
Yep.
Something about doing cocaine to them. I mean,
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Like who was bigger at their peak? I
But
still think it was Blink.
I think Blink just had more of an influence on a generation.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably ask any millennial who Blink 182 is, and they'll probably know.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've definitely heard the songs, like what they were in American Pie, like all those like the high school kid
What's
movies
my
at that
age
time.
again?
Yeah, they were. It
What's
was
my
always
age?
Blink 182.
always, dude. Like, but I think that's a tough one. I think they're both like
The hard hitting questions.
hard.
Who's bigger in their peak? Blink or Avenged Sevenfold?
I'm going Blink, man.
I think it's Blink.
Going Blink.
What do you think?
What do you think? Write that down
Write it
in the
down.
comments. Blink 182 or Avenged Sevenfold? Who are you? But yeah, My Chemical Romance. Who else is like a huge influence on me? I don't know. You ever heard Thursday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thursday. I mean, I'm super into Bring Me the Horizon. They're kind of old. I'm actually going to see them next week. Can't wait.
Bring the Horizon. I didn't really listen to them.
Oh, man, and then there's Devil Wears Prada. These
Yep.
are very high on my list of must-have albums.
Very good Anne Hathaway movie.
It's like, yes, you could always be a fashion influencer in New York or
Is that
a screamo band.
Is that just where a lot of these bands get their names as movies? Because Devil Wears
There's-
Prada,
There's the number 12 who looks like you.
Bring Me the Horizon from Pirates of the Caribbean. Like that's what he says at the end of the movie, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's where they got the name.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a great movie. Johnny
Is-
Depp.
Johnny
Shout out
Depp.
if you want to be on the podcast. I'm
Yeah.
sure he'd love to be stuffed in a closet with us. But no, there's Bring Me the Horizon. There's this band is the number 12 looks like you. They're like way more hardcore
Yeah, I don't know
screamo.
about that one.
But they got it from the Twilight Zone.
Okay.
So the Twilight Zone had an episode. It was called "The Number 12 Looks Like You," and what they did was it was women and they have kind of body dysmorphia issues, and they'd go and they wanted to turn to Stepford Wives,
Okay.
and there was numbers 1 through like 20. And then they'd be like, "Oh, the number 12 kind of looks like you. That's weird." You know, like saying like you're actually pretty. You don't need to do this, but they do end up doing it anyways. They turn into the pie holding Stepford wife.
Yeah.
I was very into the Twilight Zone. But do you ever have any friends that were in bands?
Yeah. I was in a band.
You were?
Yeah.
What was the name of it?
The Dusties.
The Dusties?
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it was street punk. We played a lot of Casualty songs and stuff. We had a couple of our own. I played guitar a couple times. Mostly I just sang.
Ooh, you're going
No.
put some pipes out
No.
for us, dude?
Dude, I almost blew out my vocal cords so many times. If anybody's ever heard the Casualties, or if you haven't, like look it up and just imagine that. Like, have you even listened to the Casualties?
I don't think I've listened to the Casualties. You
Dude.
put me on to the one band. They're kind of the I don't want to say bluegrass, but what are they called? It's killing me because I really like the song. We'll get back to you.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's they kind of sound like zombies playing guitar.
Oh, Necromantics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Gargoyles over Copenhagen.
That one, yeah, and it rhymes gargoyle. And
Yeah.
I was like,
No, that's
this
good.
slaps, dude.
Yes, that's Psychobilly. Yeah, we didn't play that. Had
Psychobilly,
the
that's
stand-up
what I was
bass
looking
player.
for.
Yeah, Tiger Army,
Just
Necromantics. Yep.
No, and then yeah, those guys are great. I actually really like them. They're,
Yeah, no,
they're
they're
on my
cool.
liked songs now. So, no, but they had a few bands. I think it was one of my buddy Sam was in Shoreline Vista.
Okay.
We also had a band called No Vanity back in the day. That was more of a metal band. I hope my old friends are watching this and like, yeah, that was us.
Yeah.
And
I did actually play bass in a band that was like Blink 182-esque, and it was This Side Up. I actually think I still have one of our CDs that we burned for
my
a show.
God, I need it. I
Yeah.
need it so bad.
I think I might still have it.
And then I think it was Jack the Ripper was my buddy Max's band. So I mean, I was the kid in the crowd. I was just like, I'm here for my boys,
Yeah.
and I was just the one punching people or getting punched. It didn't matter. That was me. I sent it, and that's how I am still to this day.
Yep.
Like, Bring Me the Horizon comes out, and I'm like, I'm not gonna mosh. I'll be fine. I'm too cool for this.
Two beers in and you're in the pit.
Not even, bro. Like, not even. Just as soon as they like play Throne or I hear the or I'm just like,
Somebody's getting hit.
yeah. I'm not gonna take pictures from the the outside, because it's like, well, there's too many people now. I'm like, just push them. Like, it's a concert. It's a
push 'em out
metal
of the way.
concert.
Yeah.
When the singer gets on stage and specifically goes like, "We need to open up the pit," you're just like, "Open it up." Oh, that's good times. Did you ever go to the Vans Warped Tour?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I went from like
the
was it like
absolute
the
best.
2001 or 2, like all the way through to like probably 2006 or 7.
Oof. I think I only went maybe once or twice, but they were very. I actually grabbed Gerard Way's hand because
Nice.
it was the first time I ever saw My Chemical Romance, and I like waited and kind of like because it's just outside. You're 100-degree weather,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I found some shade, and I was like, My Chemical Romance is gonna be on that stage in like 15 minutes. So I just kind of chilled out, got my breath, got some water because this was not a crowd you were gonna fight through. Like you
Yep.
had to like work for it.
Yep.
So I was 16, 17 at the time. So I get up there and I crowd surf all the way to the front. And I'm talking like 30 yards.
Yeah.
Dude, just over bodies. Just like, get me up there. I'd like fall in between and I'd jump. I'd be like, help me back up. You know what I mean? And I'd see people like throwing people up and I'd just be like, get me up there. So I crowd surfed all the way to the front and I went over the railing and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was a huge moment for
Yeah,
me.
Warped Tour was legit. I met Tim Armstrong from Rancid. He was there playing with what was the other band that he was in? With Travis Barker.
Oh, it's killing me right now. I should have thought about all this before I've been.
Transplants. The Transplants.
Yep.
So they were playing with the Transplants. I saw the Unseen, Casualties, Paramore.
Ooh, spicy.
Who else? Just like, yeah, I mean, it was years and years.
I think the only person I didn't get to see at the Warped Tour was Fall Out Boy
I did see Fall Out Boy.
because it started raining and they didn't want to get electrocuted.
Oh,
Typical.
sad.
Typical. Oh, no, but those were great, dude. You just go.
Warped Tour was cool.
There was like mosh pits just on like concrete. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you got pushed down and people didn't pick you up, like you're just getting a concussion and probably dying.
Yeah.
And then
for
it's
sure.
just sweaty scene kids for days.
I mean, it was because it's always like the middle of summer. It's in like July, August, and yeah.
It's
And
just
I went in New Mexico, so it's like 105.
I should have gone to the last one. I think they did like the final run or whatever, and then there's all these posters for like Warped Tour's coming back, and it's like no, it's not. Like the guy, because
Is it over?
yeah, it's over.
I did not know that.
I watched a short documentary, or maybe just like this beginning of a documentary, how it was just this time between, Limp Bizkit and the Woodstock 2000, where they're just like there was this niche for. We wanted to have extreme sports, like punk rock, kind of like the social media scene coming up. And then it all just kind of culminated into what became, the Warped Tour.
Yeah.
That was it was great, dude.
It was awesome.
It was. But yeah, I think this kind of works perfectly for the hashtag nostalgia for my around the internet today. And this is something I think is going to be super spicy, but also controversial because, all right, so hear me out. Who is one of the greatest musicians alive right now? Or most popular? Let's go with most popular because I know you hate this guy.
Most popular, Kanye West.
That's absolutely who I'm talking about. Because I know, on the moment I said I know you hate this guy, it's because I've brought him up before. Because once again, my hashtag nostalgia music, like I remember, Stronger, The Graduation, Through the Wire.
Yeah.
Back when he seemed to be a normal person.
Like a normal dude.
But that kind of just went out the window, right?
He's a psycho.
So now our man Kanye West has decided to just go straight up off the deep end. Lately, so he's getting like canceled right now. I thought he was going to be president, but apparently it isn't panning out. So our guy Kanye West decided to make some anti-Semitic posts, basically saying some really horrible things about like Jewish people, black people, white people, like all the peoples. Like there's nobody is safe because he just thinks he's just above everybody else. And honestly, he's like, I'm Ye, I'm God.
Yeah.
It's like,
he said he's the Messiah.
I think you're just like a crazy person right now.
He's a psycho.
You're not really doing much for anybody. You're just kind of saying all these horrible things to stay relevant, which you absolutely are. You can't go
We're talking about him.
You can't just go on TV and just say a bunch of horrible things and just not trend. But the thing is, I think people are just kind of going to just see the shit show that is Kanye West at this point. And it's a bummer, man, because I think he makes great music, and I just want him to stay doing music and just
stay
like
in your lane.
This stuff. So he's been banned from platforms for good. So on Instagram, he had 18.1 million followers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
If we get 18 views, I'm excited. Could you imagine like a million times that?
Yeah.
I think, and like he puts out. Okay, his music's not trash, but like some of his like clothing, absolutely the worst. Like if you like Yeezy slides, like I'm sorry, like you are not a good person.
Is he the one that made those weird, like they're supposed to be like Crocs, but they look like space shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like you're like walking on clouds.
My brother's like obsessed with those.
Those are the worst.
They're probably some
Like,
of the ugliest shoes I've ever seen.
Some of the stuff he does is like really, I think, cool. Like the 305s or whatever, like the shoe.
Yeah.
Right. Those look pretty cool, but I'm not gonna wear them if they're not
I'm
Vans or Nike SB. Like just
I'm not a sneakerhead, so
yeah. You sneakerheads out there.
Sorry, D.
What's the best Yeezy shoe? Write that down in the comments. But then he's got 31.4 million followers on Twitter, and had meaning so he can't post on the internet basically. Like I don't know where is another like focal point because like I don't know. Do people still do you use Facebook for like
No
celebrities anymore? No.
No.
It's Instagram, Twitter.
I use Facebook for Marketplace so I can buy terrible Harleys.
I don't know, it looks pretty cool, man. I think it's pretty sweet. So he can't post on there from 10 to 7 days depending on the infraction. You know, he's got just 8.9 million subscribers on YouTube, where he posted a 30-minute documentary, which he showed footage of himself displaying a porn video to Adidas executives. Like,
Solid.
I don't know where this guy's going anymore. He's just so all over the place, and it just doesn't. He's even got 1.3 million followers on TikTok. Like, what is he doing on TikTok? I guess that's where he's posting clips from his interview with Tucker Carlson, saying all these horrible things. So what did this guy do? He's talked mad dirt about Pete Davidson. He uses racial slurs against Trevor Noah. Then he posted on the platform Saturday for the first time in 2 years after his Instagram ban. So I guess he comes back and then just immediately shot back down.
Yep.
So,
but I mean, like you said, like he's staying relevant.
He
Like I don't know
is.
if like he's like some kind of marketing genius.
honestly, he probably is.
And he's just like, I mean, he's staying relevant. He's getting banned from all these things, and people are talking about him more now than they were.
I think he even for his last album didn't I don't want to say produce it, but like publish it on normal streaming like YouTube, like Spotify, things like that. He released his own like I don't want to call it Game Boy. It's called Game Boy. You know, his own little disc player, and it just sold out like instantaneously. He made like 100,000 copies of these, and it's all just like back into his pockets because it's all proprietary.
Yep.
And then you also get the album, so it's like, dude knows what he's doing, but at the same time, like you could just shut up.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, would he be as relevant if he just made his music and didn't do all this crazy stuff?
I mean, probably. The music's good, dude. Like, I mean, Heartbreaks and 808s, My Wonderful Horrible Nightmare, like Graduation through the like they were all great. Like, there's no questioning his music ability, but his like being a normal
his
functioning
like
person.
his human being ability.
Maybe you just have to be that crazy to
get to that level.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. But let's move on to What the News.
What the news?
All right, so on today's What the News, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite movie?
The Goonies.
That's absolutely right.
Not scripted at all.
No, we didn't think about this at all. All right, so there was a mysterious shipwreck found off the Oregon coast, which has apparently a bunch of treasure in it, and it's just like the movie The Goonies.
This is a real life Goonies.
What the news? So for centuries, apparently, centuries, hundreds of years, there's been mysterious blocks of beeswax and cheese porcelain have washed up on the coast. That was apparently hinting at pirates and treasure in a sunken Spanish galleon.
That's crazy.
Right?
Why would they have beeswax? Are they making the pirates often make their own candles?
I mean,
some nice lip balm.
Lips are so chapped. Give me the beeswax. I don't know. Maybe Blackbeard. They needed beard oil.
Beard oil. They
had like
sure they had
slick back haircuts. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it became known as the beeswax wreck. Beeswax wreck.
Wreck.
And it inspired treasure hunters and maybe even Steven Spielberg to create the Goonies. So they have actually found a nearly 330-year-old timber from the ship in a hard-to-access cave. This is literally the plot of the Goonies.
The Goonies.
Yeah. They just need to find some jewels and have a fat kid shake around a little bit.
Doing the truffle shuffle.
Yeah. So then working to solve one of the most enduring mysteries of the Pacific Northwest using old school detective skills and a well-timed natural disaster. This is literally the movie. How old is this article?
Dude, like, you would think if like Oregon thought like there's a shipwreck out there with like all this treasure in it, that they wouldn't be like, it'd just be a bunch of people out there on the beach with like metal detectors. Like they would be out there with like legit like X-ray equipment and
yeah, they don't want just I don't know, what's a fun name I can make up? I don't know, Chadwick out there just with metal detector, dropped out of high school, just kind of a bum, smoking a cigarette, thinking he's cool, and then just a Spanish galleon, and he's just like, oh, great, this guy's gonna make laws.
I'm a millionaire now.
He has enough money to influence an election now. They should probably look after this type of stuff.
I'm sure they probably like the state of Oregon is probably hunting that hard.
Dude, I would. Oh,
that's
I
pretty
think
cool.
I saw another story. What is it? The Oak Island. Have you ever heard of this one?
They have that show on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
They're just a bunch of crazy dudes digging for stuff.
Didn't they go like a whole season without doing anything? Like they found nothing.
It's so weird. They're like, we put these dyes into the wells, and the dyes, they just came out all over the island. And I'm like, that's how aquifers work.
That's how water works.
Yeah, and then they're like, we found a stick and 200 feet of dirt. And I'm just like, okay, so like what? And it's just, why would this be down there? It's obviously been placed there by the what is it? The Knights of the Templar or whatever. The Templar Knights. Like, it's obviously been placed there. And then they send like a camera down like 800 feet into some cavern that's never been seen before, and they're, what could this be? Is that a skeleton holding a gem? And it's like, no, it's just dirt.
That's a pile of dirt.
It's just dirt, my man. Or what's another good one? Yeah, because they didn't find anything. Oh, it's not coming to me right now. I don't know.
Real life treasure hunters though. That'd be legit. Could you imagine if you were the one that found that? Like you're just chilling on the beach one day and like you fall into a cave.
Money.
Hypothetically, we'll say you were fine. But yeah, like you just like, oh, there's a pirate ship in here, and you wander in and it's just gold and jewels and stuff everywhere.
I don't know if I'd tell anybody. They're always like, whoa, if you found all this money, wouldn't you tell someone? Nah, dog. Sorry. I'm not like that.
You slowly backpack it out.
Yeah, or not even that. I would just whatever I can carry, and then just be like, okay, cool. I can buy that WRX I've been looking at.
Yeah, you sure could.
Or you got to be slick about it, right? You got to just, you find a backpack with $10,000 and no one's around. You're just like, okay, well, I'm not turning this in. And then you just buy groceries with it. You know what I mean? Just kind of like simple stuff. And then, you can pay for groceries, right? I have enough money for that, I think.
Slowly pay off some bills, pay off your house.
Yeah, just be chill about it.
Over time, yeah.
Not just like brand new Porsche 911, Yeah.
This guy's kind of sketchy.
You live in a trailer, Porsche 911.
Got some red flags.
Gotta slowly build up to it, my guy. Because also, like, what was it, Chadwick? All of a sudden, smoke a cigarette, tap out shirt. They're old jeans with bedazzled, so missing bedazzled, cut off. He turned them into shorts. Jesus sandals. I'm really painting a picture for you right now. And then just all of a sudden has like a 20 karat ruby, and you're just like, this doesn't make sense. Did you find this? Which museum did you take this from, my guy? No. Oh, and it came back to me. All right, so there's this guy who was super adamant about finding a treasure ship offshore. I guess it was like transporting like a ton of gold at the time during some war at some point in time. This is a great story, let me tell you. But it was so far offshore and in such deep water that he had to get like a specialized crew to go down to it so he could make a claim to it. So just getting there was the worst part, but they found it, and the guy now lays claim to it. Like, it's his ship, and it's like his life story to get this. But the gold is really, really hard to get to. Yeah. So you need like a specialized diver, someone who's willing to do it, because literally to get to the gold, you have to put your like life on the line. and he also doesn't know which part of the ship it's in. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to take a guy and basically be like, look, y'all, you can die.
Like, dude, just imagine being the crew. Like, this guy comes to you. Obviously, he's not rich. He hasn't found the money yet. Like, look, I can't pay you for all this now, but I know where this pirate ship is with treasure. Like, you're that crew. Like,
like I want to, but also I got bills to pay. Those groceries I was just talking about, like I don't pay for them.
Submersibles are not cheap.
Yeah, and I also don't want like an IOU, like, because what if we don't find it and then you're just like,
you're just out.
Sorry,
That's crazy.
Whatever, dude. I wish though. I found $20 last weekend.
That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, no, I was like walking by and it wasn't really super lucky. I was just kind of looking down at the ground, and we were at a parade or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's money, and I picked it up, and like my wife was way ahead of me, and this guy's like, whoa, lucky, and I was like, I guess, and just kept walking. So
I mean, it's luckier than me. I think the most I've ever found is like a quarter.
Man, saying that out loud makes you sound like a horrible person. No, I feel like I've always been like, I think I found a 20 just like on the side of the road one day. Like I was literally in my car and I looked over and I was like, that's like a $5, dude. And I just picked it up. I was like, I don't know why. Keep your head down. Don't keep your head down. You gotta look up. And I was like, well,
I found more money looking down.
I never found money just like
up in the sky.
Oh man, it's all just luck, I guess. Whatever. But I think it's time for Conspiracy Corner. What do you got for us?
I do have. Well, it's good to me. I thought it was good. So
hope it's good.
We'll take you back. The year is 2014.
Oh yes.
Okay. Do you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge?
I do.
So
I thought it was super dumb.
Super dumb, right? Okay. So Ice Bucket Challenge, for anybody who doesn't know, which is probably nobody, but yeah, it was to raise money for ALS, right? For like Lou Gehrig's disease. So what they would do is people would tag someone and be like, oh, I challenge you and you and you to do this. And then you would dump ice water on you in a funny way. Like you had the dudes that had like a like a bulldozer bucket, drop it on them, whatever. Yep. So apparently there's a conspiracy going around with this from some YouTubers that are saying that this was actually a plot from the Illuminati given to them directly from Satan.
Okay.
As a satanic ritual of purification, and they were putting it out there to see like if they were really to start turning these people,
you're blowing my mind.
Like to see how far this would spread by giving them like, oh, it's like an internet challenge, like to see how far the ritual would actually spread.
Oh my god, it's like a baptizing them.
Yeah,
oh my
god. They honestly think that it was an Illuminati ploy for a satanic cleansing ritual.
I mean, with ice water, like did Satan know about ice? Like I don't know.
I think probably like more likely it would be like a test bed, right? Like they'd be like, okay, we're gonna put this out and see how many people we can get with this, and then just like over time slowly up the end, because you see challenge videos on the internet all the time.
Bro,
we did one. We did the spicy chip challenge.
Also, funny
which
story
was also
about the
from
chip.
Satan.
Yeah, well, at least we know. Like he was like, this is Satan chip. And like, okay, well, I'm gonna eat it.
I thought I was gonna die.
It's not masked by something. But also, there's a bunch of TikTokers and other YouTubers and influencers who are literally like dying from this chip.
Yeah.
Like there is a guy, I guess, like because you said your stomach hurt, and I guess you couldn't handle the pain.
Yeah,
and like
maybe
bad. Already had an ulcer. Because like, what if you did? Like, what if you already had an ulcer and
like
then you ate that?
You didn't know, or you had one starting. Like, yeah.
Like there's a lot of people going to the hospital for that. I'm just like, yo, watch our video. Honestly, I swear on my life, every time I see someone post it, like they ate the hot chip, I always just like a link to our channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I know we're more interesting than these people because they're like, 3 minutes. I'm like, bro, we went 10 minutes without it. And it was like a little bit more than 10 minutes too, because we had to like stop recording and get the waters and everything.
Yeah. I mean, like we didn't really, we were feeling it for a while because we packed everything up. Like, oh my God.
It took I was feeling it like the whole weekend, dude. Yeah, like, it was just not good.
It was bad.
But dude, I could see it.
But yeah, satanic rituals. So like, I honestly think like reading about that conspiracy theory, it was more like a test bed, if that was the real reason behind, like to see how far they can get these challenges to spread on the internet.
Yeah, I could definitely get behind that.
It's all over.
For sure.
It's all over TikTok. It's all over Instagram. Like just whatever, dance challenge, hot chip challenge.
I got a better one for you.
Okay.
I just think they wanted people to get hurt because you ever seen where they drop the bucket
Oh,
onto
yeah.
them from like
Oh, yeah.
they're on like a ladder and they're just like, oh,
Dude, yeah, talking that the bulldozer one, I literally saw one where they did that and it just came down and hit the dude in the head.
oh my god.
Yeah.
I just think those are hilarious, man.
Like,
And also,
challenge
because like I
fails.
never understood how they were like gonna donate money. They're just like,
don't know.
oh, every time someone dumps a bucket of ice on them, we're gonna donate money. And I was like, okay, who's it coming from?
Yeah.
It's not like
Where's
they're
it
like,
going?
oh, I just did the bucket challenge. There's $5. You know, it's
Yeah.
like no, they're just like,
They,
oh,
they literally just dumped a bucket of water on them and said somebody else's name.
Then it turned into the hot challenge. I saw someone dump like a bucket of boiling water on themselves.
Okay.
The internet's a crazy
Yes, it
place.
is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
ugh.
So yeah, that was my latest conspiracy theory that I read about.
I wonder if that's
Hey,
a thing. Like,
Ice bucket challenge is a satanic cleansing ritual.
because like I wonder if they did it to see if they could push something like worse. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
When did the Tide Pod challenge?
slowly up the ante.
How many kids can we kill with a Tide Pod challenge? Right? Like,
Oh, did you see the one where like kids were taking like vodka shots to the eye?
No.
Yeah, so they were literally like, "Oh, you get drunk faster" or whatever. So they would take a shot glass and they put it on their eye and just
That sounds like they were trying to imitate Steve-O.
people were literally going blind.
People are insane. Do I just have common sense? Because I was just never just like, it sounds
The internet
fun.
does not.
But then we're also like, let's huck ourselves down like a 10 stair on a board with wheels.
That's sports though.
Now, like, I mean, just doing it's not an ice bucket challenge, but people just doing ice baths is like super trendy right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just like, this actually feels really good. Let me let me get into
Oh
this.
yeah, I heard about that. Like people, it's like fitness gurus and stuff are saying like whenever you take like an ice bath, your body like goes into like survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
So like all your muscles tense up and everything, and it's supposed to burn fat and to keep your body's temperature regulated. So yeah, I haven't heard about that. Well, I mean, that's why the like athletes and stuff do the ice bath after
Yeah.
like sports and stuff for their joints and things like that. So yeah,
I would do an ice bath challenge. That sounds kind of cool. Get
Sure.
to shower, you know.
Nice shower.
my weekly shower.
Are you gonna podcast it?
We could.
bring them into your shower.
I mean, I think the goal is to get like super buff and then do something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you guys to be like, oh, look at
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.
I can't click it faster. And then you click it too fast and you resubscribe. Like, damn it. Oh, man. But it's been another great one.
Yep.
It really has.
Another one in the books.
I love doing these. I think we got a good thing here.
Yep.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. With that.
Yep. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.